voice cloning, and thieves don't want Android. This is MacVoices. MacVoices is supported by the MacVoices Slack. Discussions, questions, and answers, and a place to talk tech with your friends. The MacVoices Slack is available to all patrons of MacVoices. Sign up at patreon.com/MacVoices and join in. All right, let's move on because we beat the daylights out of that one. Sliding away into the more general tech stuff, Michael Caine and Matthew McConaughey are getting AI voice clones with ElevenLabs. I listened to a couple of these. Michael Caine's is uncanny. I didn't think McConaughey's was quite as good, but Caine's was really amazing. And then there were also some samples of like John Wayne that sounded pretty darn John Wayne to me.
John who?
Just kidding.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go, partner.
Yeah. So does anybody, I mean, once again, there was an uproar in Hollywood about, oh my God, is this a way for notable actors to yet another one to cash in or to continue their legacy? Marty, I think I see you nodding.
I think so. I think it's pretty weird, but at the same time, I think it's like Michael Caine. He could be Alfred forever now, with some CGI work and some generated voice work. But I'm not sure I want to hear Matthew McConaughey say, I keep getting older, but they keep staying the same age. That's kind of creepy in this day and age right now.
Well, I think, I guess now maybe it took quite a bit of work for them to do this. But, to me, the kind of concerning thing about this is presumably in another 2 years or 5 years tops, they'll easily be able to do this for anybody. So, you'll have fake anybody. And
But Jim, this is reminding me of all the debates we've had over training large language models on existing writers, and then being able to say, "Give me a story in the style of," So if is this establishing?
I'm thinking more of spam callers calling people and pretending to be their mother.
Okay.
Like that.
Hey, Chuck.
Yeah, Jeff.
I think you're coming in with your analogy from the wrong angle.
Okay.
So in a case like this, I would look at it more like instead of collecting all the data and then we can make these voices, it's the people that have the voice controlling how that data is collected and how it's supposed to be used.
Okay.
So this would be like, instead of saying, hey, write me a book in the style of Stephen King making a deal with a company saying, here's all this content I have, here's all this other stuff that I've never published. Take all of this, pay me a lot of money, and let's control how we allow people to use this. But then people get to make their own stories in the style of Stephen King because I've licensed that to be a thing.
Okay, so in that case, that smells like an evolution to me, Jeff, an evolution of a writer's talent. Just like the.
This is like Tom Clancy keeps writing books 10 years after he died.
Yeah, I wouldn't think. I would think of more of an evolution of the writer's revenue stream.
Well, we're focused on the revenue stream, but I guess I'm just thinking about the ownership rights, which obviously then would turn into a revenue stream. But a few years ago, am I wrong about this? Didn't someone try to use John Wayne and someone else in an advertisement, a Super Bowl ad? And this was long before the whole AI discussion, and people freaked out over it. And I think the families got involved, the estates or the families, and called a halt to it. But here, and well, oh shoot, who did Darth Vader?
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones licensed his voice so that after he passed or passes, is he gone? I'm sorry, that's
He's still
terrible.
with us. He hasn't crossed over to the other side of the Force yet.
Okay, so but so he doesn't even have to show up. His voice can just do the work, especially given that he wore a hood all that time. So
he passed away, by the way.
Yeah, I thought
Wait,
he did.
did?
Look it up.
September 2024.
Oh crap! So it's been a Force
Yeah.
ghost that I've been seeing.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. I guess I have mixed feelings about this, but I don't see anything wrong with it now that the technology is out there to clone somebody's voice or to copy somebody's voice at this level. That I see these two gentlemen as protecting that for themselves and making sure that nobody can utilize that, like some of the fake ads we've seen, some of the deep fakes. I mean, I'm sure you probably have, maybe you haven't seen the one with Al Roker selling, I think it's a heart medication or blood pressure medication or something. And darn, it looks and sounds like Al.
I've not seen that.
Yeah, find it because it is.
Well,
it's scary. I mean, just how good it is.
So
thanks, but no thanks. So he doesn't. He didn't give permission. What? Why didn't they just use Al Roker?
It was just. He was one of many, Jim. But the one in particular, because I was watching the Today Show and Al was talking about it, and they were showing it, and the difference.
So was he getting money from this?
No, he didn't even know about it.
I see.
Until somebody saw it.
So that that's obviously fraud.
Well, it's obvious. Yeah, it's obviously fraud, but
how could somebody think they'd get away with that?
Well, they got away with it enough.
Oh, I see how they'd argue. They'd argue he's a public figure. They'd argue he's a public figure and whatever, So that doesn't make it right, but I can imagine that.
That sounds like it makes it worse.
Pardon? Say again?
I would think that would make it worse.
Well, I can imagine attorneys.
They're trying to trade on his reputation.
Yes, I understand what you're saying, Jim. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying I can imagine attorneys on both sides of this saying, well, Al, you're out there on the Today Show very, very often. This is fair use of your voice broadcast. Whether that's true or not, ultimately, a court is going to have to decide millions of dollars, of legal fees into the future.
And I can't, it's one thing, it'd be one thing to use Al's voice in a parody or something like that. But this was trying to sell people something fraudulent. And so now let's slide back to McConaughey and Caine. Okay. Yes. They don't want their voices being used in whether it's to sell things or just even in normal Hollywood productions without their A, permission, or B, some remuneration. And so they're taking these steps.
Good for them. Far thinking.
Yes. I see. That's Mark. That's the way I'm going. I don't know. Marty, you're sitting up there kind of quiet, but you started off by nodding.
Yeah, Mark has said in the chat that he thought royalty payments to the estate of, and Michael Caine is getting up there in age, and this is an opportunity for him to generate income for his estate, for his family, for his whatever, if he wants to donate that money to whatever cause he believes in, after he dies. And there will be generations of people after he dies that will be very familiar with the sound of his voice, just like Matthew McConaughey, dare I say.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for someone to clone Groucho Marx's voice and start selling blood pressure.
Everybody can do a Groucho. Come on.
What would be the
secret word?
Yes.
Is Groucho Marx's voice of value to sell somebody something in 2025? I don't think so.
I was being smart.
That's going to be the problem with this sort of thing too. Is like, well, if Michael's Caine's voice is for sale for, $100 or whatever it's going to be, at some point, the more you use it, the less, value there's going to be of it. It's going to be like, scarcity is a thing.
Well, if the license fee is high enough, it won't be overused.
Well, but what I'm saying is this sort of thing is sort of self-regulating.
To some degree, but you still have to have some guardrails in place.
Oh, is that one of the words of 2025 guardrails?
Guardrails? Well, take it for what it is. Call it what you want. But right now, we're still in a wild west situation here. And
guardrails for what? I mean, are you saying that he shouldn't be able to sell his voice?
No. But guardrails to protect him from having somebody else use his voice, just like you wouldn't. How would you feel if you showed up on late night TV selling something?
I assume that that's already illegal. The problem is as things get cheap to do, then people will do them even if they aren't legal. I mean, email spam's not really legal, but robocalls, it's not really legal, but it's so cheap and so hard to enforce that it doesn't really matter whether it's illegal or not. So, I as I was kind of riffing on what I said at the top, like probably all of us here should be concerned because we've got hundreds of hours of our voice on the internet permanently for anybody to scavenge. So if somebody decided they wanted to steal Jeff's voice or, David's voice or my voice, they probably got all the material they need to do it already.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Jim. You're not wrong about that. I guess, look, if you are a criminal, and you have no regard for any of the rules, then you're going to do whatever you want. But if you're trying to be a legitimate business person, then you're going to want to play by the rules, and the rules are still being written. So just you're right. I mean, we can all think of 5 dozen criminal enterprises that are ongoing right this moment.
Well, I think isn't it been fraud and illegal to impersonate someone for, at least decades? It's just that for the most part, that was pretty hard to do. And now it's getting easier to do.
Agreed. But now we have to get a lot more specific about voices and images and likenesses and now AI constructs.
I mean, Paul Lynde could go around and imitate people pretty good.
Paul Lynde.
As long as we're throwing around.
How old are you?
John Wayne and But Jeff, you knew who I was talking about.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't see him as
I hang out with my old parents sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Oh boy.
Paul Lynde was a mimic?
Rich Little was, but
Rich Little, I was going to say.
And
Rich
Fred
Little,
Travolina.
Wasn't maybe I'm wrong about Paul Lynde. Wasn't he also? I think I'm thinking of Rich Little.
Hey, on a side note, now that you've taken us down that rabbit hole, I've been rewatching The Muppet Show because we all need a little bit of extra happiness in our lives. And I watched the episode with Rich Little, and I was shocked at how poor of an impersonator he actually is. I thought he was supposed to be like an amazing, but no.
Okay. All right. Well, a lot of people think he's a good impersonator. So,
well, I think
that's all in the rearview mirror. Who cares?
Yeah. His shtick
I don't mean to be dismissive. I just mean factual.
Yeah. His shtick was overdoing the imitations.
Yeah.
So as almost a parody.
Doing them as caricatures, sure, but
yeah. Hey, one last one before we. Whoops, that's not it.
Before we go, okay.
Before we get out of here, and this is one of those. Sometimes you just got to laugh about this stuff. But apparently, thieves in London who are stealing phones have been giving Samsung phones back to the people they stole them from because they're not iPhones. Okay, so if you haven't seen this will give you a good laugh.
Oh, I want to see a YouTube video of somebody doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's just, it's said so. So even the thieves don't want Android phones, folks.
You know what puzzled me was I thought that iPhones were, not that valuable to steal because of the measures that Apple had taken so that they couldn't be
Stolen,
unlocked.
stolen and unlocked and sold off.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the point. I mean, this is speculation based on an article that we talked about months ago, where disassembling the iPhones and selling the parts for just the raw parts was where the money was.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That's where the money was. There was some kind of criminal enterprise again that would actually take phones stolen in the U.S. and ship them to China because they were valuable enough to take apart. So I'm going to assume that that's what the London thieves have figured out.
Well,
I can't wait until we see a movie with an iPhone chop shop.
Yeah.
This reminded me when Lotus brought out Jazz for the Mac, and it was so bad that even the people that stole it sent it back. So
that's
Eric?
really funny.
there seems to be a social engineering thing that's been going on where when somebody steals an iPhone, they contact the user and tell them to wipe the phone because they keep getting messages from individuals, and if they only wipe the phone, or if they remove the phone from iCloud, then the user promises to wipe the phone so that data isn't available to everybody because they have access to everything and all the passwords and all the contacts. And as a privacy measure, your stolen phone should be removed from iCloud. And then, some of the users evidently remove it from iCloud, and then you have a full-blown phone and all of the Apple protections don't do anything.
Dummies.
So maybe there's enough people coming out of the social engineering side to leave value in the iPhones.
Eric, I understand that. I'm just wondering, if somebody stole my phone or if I lost it and somebody picked it up, how could they figure out the device's phone number in order to contact or call me or text?
Well, it depends on what people do when they lose the phone. A lot of people send contact information back posted on the phone. Hey, if you find this, call this number.
Oh, okay. All right. I see.
mean, the last two phones I got back, that's how I got them back.
Ooh.
Okay, I don't do that. Okay, so I understand. Okay.
You're not thinking like a criminal, Mark. That's the problem.
You lost 2 phones.
Well, yeah, right. I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to lose this phone, and the last thing I'm going to do is, let them know how to contact me, or try to get the phone number, or anything else. So,
And this is why I have 3 of Mark's phones in a drawer.
Guys, this has been a wild one. Thank you very much for all the thoughts and opinions and time. Let's go around the room, let folks know where they can find you, and we'll get out of here. Since he likes it so much in the top left, I'm going to start with Marty Gensius again. Marty, good to have you. Where can folks find you?
Yeah, someday I want to be in the secret square in the middle, I think. You can find me on Monday nights with Eric and Dave on Vision Profiles at 9 p.m. streaming on YouTube. And, of course, Tuesdays here with this group. And I love being here and glad to hear everybody's discussion about things. Thursdays with Dave on In Touch with iOS. Most Fridays that I can make it on the Mac Show, and that's always a lot of fun. Most of all of my stuff you can find at thepodtalk.net. That's the website that'll talk about other podcasts that I do. That take a look at it. You might find some fun ones that you'd want to listen to. Gensius, Jencius, at mastodon.social, or same at Blue Sky.
Thank you, Marty. Good to have you. Brian Flanagan Arthurs, thank you for being here. I know you were quiet tonight, but you were throwing a lot of stuff in the in our personal chat. So we appreciate you doing the research behind the scenes. Where can folks find you?
Well, thank you. And I always learn so much being here too. Best place to find me is probably here, Tuesday evenings. And besides that, I invite you to check out On the Desk of Brian, get caught up. We have a new episode coming out next week.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jeff Gamet, are you real or are you AI?
You know, if I let you know, Chuck, that'll take the mystery out of our relationship. But I'll give you a hint. Just count my fingers. All I'm going to say.
Okay. Even the injured one?
Yeah, even the injured one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff, you're only holding up one finger now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, maybe I injured more than I thought. Or the algorithm screwed up. Oh, wait. Maybe Chuck's going to have to edit out that finger.
Yeah.
Pixelated.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Okay,
Where can
everybody on
folks find
three.
you?
1, 2, 3.
Where can folks find you, Jeff?
Well, when I'm not creating scenarios that cause you to have to do editing, I'm Jay Gambit on the social medias, most active right now on Mastodon and Blue Sky and PixelFed. And then for shows, here with you on Tuesdays for MacVoices Live, on Thursdays on Dave's In Touch with iOS, on the British Tech Network, The Big Show and The Mac Show. Also, Brian Chaffin and I do The Context Machine, and Patrice Brendamore and I do Retro Rewatch.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. Eric Bolden, thank you. You and your red-tailed hawk friend. Sounds like a DC comic character. Where can folks find you?
Well, when I'm not out dodging hawks, I can be found on Mastodon at eabolden at mas.to. Otherwise, Monday nights, temporarily taking off my goggles to talk about Vision Pro on Vision Profiles. Tuesday nights, of course, here on MacVoices. And then on Thursdays on In Touch with iOS, rounding out the rest of my OSs, iOS, iPad OS, Vision OS, Mac OS, everything else that happened in the week. It's a nice end to the week.
Thank you, Eric.
I think you've still got Friday open for WatchOS.
Yeah, but that's just kind of staring. Nothing happens. It's the same show every week.
That could be your shtick.
Yeah. He could do DOS.
Just, I have this vision of Eric doing a show of 15 minutes every Friday night, just staring at this watch.
But then it turns into like a betting game or drinking game for people, because like the drinking will be every time he like raises his eyebrows and goes, "Huh," and the betting part will be what shirt is he wearing this week and when was the last time he wore it.
Yeah. There you go, Eric. You have a new show in the works.
Huh.
He wears the same shirt
drink.
every week.
But is it really the same shirt? Sometimes it's more faded, so maybe there's more than one.
Now he's developing mystery. Dave Ginsburg, thank you very much for being here. We'll see if you can get back in your usual position next week. But until then, where can folks find you?
Thanks for having me as always. You can find me at In Touch with iOS at intouchwithios.com. You can find me on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/intouchwithios. On Monday nights, I'm on the Vision Profiles podcast with Marty and Eric here on Tuesdays. And Thursdays, we record In Touch with iOS on the Mac Show most of the times on the British Tech Network on Fridays. And then you're going to find me on an episode of the G-Men. I got to go on with Guy Sturl yesterday. So there'll be an episode I filled in for Gaz. So check that out too. And Blue Sky, Mastodon, and that's Dave G65.
Great. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Mark Fuccio, thank you very much for being here and for displaying your AI handiwork in the background. Where can folks find you?
Well, first I want to say, sorry it was a little bit late because, I had to go get a black T-shirt, by Marty's instructions. So I was partially able to do it. It's got a little bit of a logo on it, but it's black from here on up. And as far as where to find me, I'm not going to tell you this week. I say this every week. And if people want to find me, go listen to last week's Mac Voices Live. I was there and I described all of that at the end. You can fast forward to the last maybe 2-3 minutes and you can find it there.
Hey, that's a new approach. Haven't heard that one before. Okay.
I'm trying to help you, Chuck. I'm trying to help you get those views.
Thank you, Mark. That was interesting. Web Bixby, is it going to be a mystery as to where we can find you, or are you going to tell us?
In about 10 minutes, you're going to find me taking the garbage barrels out to the street corner. So to the end of the driveway. So yeah, it's garbage night at the Bixby household. So, but otherwise,
you know how to party.
Yeah.
Hey, what can I say? You can find me at just about any used car dealership that you care to find. So we'll probably be there trying to wheel and deal. In the meantime, my handle is always WebBixby, WEBBIXBY, at all the popular socials. But I always talk about Blue Sky because
You like how it sounds.
I like the name. So thank you, Chuck.
That's a great reason, Webb. I think it's, instead of trying to justify it for politics or anything else, it's just like, yeah, I like the name. Fine. So
Well, and I blame you because you're the one that gave me the invite to Blue Sky back in the early days when it just came out. So it's your fault.
okay, well that's all right. If that's the worst thing I've done, I'm in pretty good shape.
Yeah. And by the way, one last thing, David, I got that same shirt in the mail today.
You did. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Cool.
6
Neat.
colors.
Last but absolutely not least, and I just realized just this second, I guess maybe you just leaned back enough, Jim, that I saw the Star Trek shirt. I like it a lot.
I
That's
purposely.
Pink Floyd. It's Pink Floyd.
Well, it's
Yeah,
No.
it's dark
Yes,
side
it
of
is. It's
Star
dark.
Trek. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Dark Side of the
That's-
Trek. I just got this shirt today. I purposely zoomed out at the end because I realized that nobody could see it. And I saw this on Cotton Bureau a few months ago and didn't buy it, but I kept thinking about it, and I guess I bookmarked it. And after about 3 months, I'm like, I'm not forgetting it, so I'm going to buy that, and I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've not seen that one before. So yeah, nicely done. Nicely done. Where can folks find you?
Well, most of the time here, and other than the last 2 weeks, and on Mastodon, ProView Jim at ProView Jim, PROVUE, weird spelling, ProView Jim at TechHub.social.
Thank you, Jim. Thanks to everyone here. As always, it's a lot of fun. This is my favorite night of the week because of this. Thanks to everyone in the chat room. There were a lot of great discussions going back and forth, some about what we were talking about, some on their own. So that was fine. We do this every Tuesday night, and we have a lot of fun doing it. We hope you will be part of it next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube at youtube.com/MacVoicesTV. Until then, and as always, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices, or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.